What's up, guys? Straight from the chest. My name is Justin Groth. Guys, thank you for tuning in with me on another episode. I'm so grateful to have you guys. It is Sunday, cheat meal day. Everybody loves Raymond Day. 90-day fiance day. I'm loving it, man. I'm excited. Guys, they're shutting gyms down again. And for most bodybuilders, that's the end of the world, man. That's the end of the world. Why are you shutting my gym down again? But most people now are kind of they're doing a different thing. Like obviously they shut down gyms, they shut down restaurants, all that. But now it's like restaurants are like, nah, we're gonna take this shit outside. We're gonna do everything outside now. We're not gonna shut down and lose all that business. And yeah, they're doing rightfully so, man. They're doing what they gotta do to stay alive, stay above water. I know there are grants and funds available for people, et cetera, but man, they just don't want to shut their business down entirely, and I get it. And whether or not, there's an agenda behind it or not, the reality is, this is what we live in right now, and so we have to adjust. It doesn't mean that you're compromising who you are. You're adjusting for the times, or you're pivoting if you're a business. And that's very, very crucial to understand. There's a difference. It's not like we're following minion psych, or we're following like a minion in a way that, or minion, like we're minionizing, that's the word I wanted to use. We're just adjusting. We have to. We're not compromising who we are, we're just adjusting. There's a difference. And we're pivoting. And that is crucial in life. Let me say it again, in life. It's crucial that you pivot. Not everybody's going to be for you. Not every business plan is going to be for you. Not every business venture is going to work out the way you want. But you got to pivot. Because if you don't, you'll fail, and you'll fail for good. And you'll fail and not come back up. And that's a problem. I got this poster behind me because it's very, very, very monumental to me. It's Rocky, and he's saying, it doesn't matter how many times you get hit, you got to get back up. That's how winning is done. You have to get back up. That's how winning is done. And everybody's struggle looks different. Man, everybody's struggle looks different. But the thing is, you don't choose your struggle. You accept it. You accept it and you go through it. And when it's done, it's done. But trust me, you do not choose your struggle. People think they choose what they got going in life. No, you accept it, man. You accept your calling. You accept it. You don't choose your calling. Let me give you an example. I can't choose to be Kobe Bryant. That's not going to happen. I don't choose it. I accept my calling and I gravitate towards that potential thing. And I say potential because it is potential until you master it. There is a mastery involved with there's a mastery involved with what you have inside of you, and that's a potential, but you gotta grow, you gotta water it, you gotta continue to cultivate it. It's like a garden. But until you master that, you will not be where you're supposed to be in life. And now that's kind of broad, I get it. But understand that, again, if you're not continuously pressing forward into the thing that you were created to be, then you're always going to fall short. You have to keep going. You have to keep pressing back through, even if you fall. You have to. That's where you're at right now. That's where businesses are at. We got to pivot. And essentially, when the government shuts us down or shuts you down, that's basically you failing. Like you didn't mean for this. This is not something that you want to happen, but it's happening to you. You have to adjust. You have to pivot or just drown. And that's what I have to do too. I'm pivoting my business model for a reason. And I think this is going to help me actually in the future, but only time will tell. You choose. It's your choice. You can choose to pivot. You can choose to not. But there's one thing that you do not choose. You do not choose your struggle. We did not choose this struggle. Everything that's going on in life right now, we didn't choose it. But we have to accept it. Because it's reality and it's the story we live in. Our story is not in the 40s. Our story is in right now, current day 2020. And this is what we got going. So you must, or not. I mean, if you don't, you die, you drown. But you must continue to press. You must press and pivot. Because if you don't, you know the altercations. That's not going to be my life's tale. I'm not going to go under because of something that I could not control. Because everything we can't control. But we choose to continuously rise above the unbeknownst ambiguities that lay before us. Because that's every day. That's every day. You don't have a crutch on this, guy. But you have a continuation in your spirit, hopefully, that charges towards the future and continues to pivot and press forward and not lay down. I want to bring it back to Kobe. I want to bring it back to the example. When God chose you and he put a calling in your life, that calling might not look like what you want, or it might not look like your cousins or your dads. But he put a calling nonetheless, and it's up to you to continue to press through in that calling. That's the only choice you have. You can choose to answer the call or decline the call. That choice is yours. And many people decline the call because they think that, well, they see it in its infancy, and they don't see how it could possibly come to fruition. And I know you've heard this, but let me drill this in you. The acceptance is far more mature and causes far more courageous bravery inside of you to come out that you didn't know you had once you go through the process of that acceptance of the call. You may be 19 listening to this. You may be 59 listening to this. But there's still a calling on your life unless you've already gone through it and you're in a different season. And maybe that calling is maybe kind of winding down, kind of like cooling down. I don't know. I've never been there at 59, 60 years old. I don't know what that looks like. But I'm going to tell you that if you're still alive, there's still stuff that God wants to do in and through you. And there's still people that he wants to use you to affect. And maybe it's not up to you. Maybe it's not, if you're 60, maybe it's not just you right now. Maybe he's using you to catapult somebody else. And he's using you still to inspire somebody else and to help somebody else. And that's why he still has you here on earth. That's my belief. You may not believe that, but that's my belief. The fact of the matter is, there's still importance and meaning on your life right now. And even though there's struggles that come, you don't pick those struggles. You accept them and you power through them. And that's it. There's no other way. Think about it. There's depression or there's pressing through. I mean, really. You can get depressed over your situation, you can worry about your situation, or you can press through. And the pressing through sometimes means blindly pressing through, not knowing what kind of rubbish you're going to run into along the way. But it's important that you do that, because if not, you're a coward. If not, you're weak. If not, you don't have faith. And if not, what can God trust you with further than this right now? He cannot trust you with much. If you can't keep going, pressing into the blind vicinity in front of you, he can't trust you with anything. Guys, if you're not pressing, if you're not continuing to press, even though it's blind pressing and you don't know what you're pressing into, but you're just pressing, if you're not doing that, what faith do you have? Because it takes a lot more than just an ounce of faith to press through into something that you don't understand. But that's what we're all doing right now. You can try to figure it out. That's cool. Try to figure it out. Try to figure out what the agenda is, what the political agenda is behind it, if there is one. Well, how this thing manifested, try to figure it out. Who cares, right? Or I mean, try to figure it out. That's the thing, right? That's like kind of, I guess biting at your nervous system. It's like, what's the deal? Who cares? Adjust and pivot and keep pressing. Seriously. Because you're not going to be able to end this thing anyways. So adjust, pivot, and press through. That's your choice. Those should be your only choices. Like there should not be something in the background here, like, chirping in your ear, like, well, maybe you could do this, well, maybe you could figure this out, maybe you could, like, you could start this. No, adjust, pivot, press through. That's it. And you may have a struggle going on in your family right now. You may have a struggle going on in a relationship right now. You may have a struggle going on with a friend right now. The same thing applies. If it's meaningful to you, if that relationship is meaningful to you and you think that there's some salvage behind it, adjust, pivot, and press through. You need the other person to be obviously compliant with you. You're not a tyrant, but you got to press through. This entire situation that we're in, this big amalgamation of shit in the world right now is just your, what do you think I'm going to say? Just your test. Test. What are you going to do? I'm asking you. Done.